So you're thinking of reloading or hand-loading 38 Special. Well, if your experience has been anything like mine, then you know that simply finding 38 Special on the shelves in your local ammo store has been somewhat challenging recently. So I don't blame you if you're looking for an alternative to buying retail. Welcome to the club. In my humble opinion, another issue is also that the 38 Special has become something of a red-headed stepchild. Here's what I mean by that. The proliferation of subcompacts by just about every manufacturer, along with the improvements in capacity and the ease of use, have resulted in folks opting for these larger capacity weapons as opposed to revolvers. Now don't get me wrong, during all but the warmest parts of the year, I carry a Beretta PX4 Compact. It holds 16+1, so I'm not against a high round count by any means. However, there aren't many subcompacts that can fit comfortably inside your shorts during the summer months and still pack enough of a punch to potentially stop a threat with 5 or 6 rounds. Also, I take into account that according to the rule of threes, most encounters where a firearm is discharged involve 3 shots being fired within 3 seconds at a distance of about 3 yards. So capacity isn't the only factor to consider when you're selecting your concealed carry choice. Another factor to consider with your reloading ammunition in 38 Special is price. As of the creation of this video, a 20-round box of Fiocchi 158 grain full metal jacket was around $36. Now that works out to about 74 cents a round, which is pretty steep. Now I haven't done the math recently, but since I already have primers, powder, and the brass from the last time I shot some 38 Special ammo, all I actually have to purchase this time is some 38 Special bullets to see. And a box of 300 projectiles is only $36, so for me it's a no-brainer. But enough of why we would make the decision to reload. Now that you have made that decision, let's get to the actual process. The reloading process has several steps, and we'll cover all of them so that when you've completed the series, you'll have all the info you need to go ahead and determine if you want to try this for yourself. The steps required to reload any form of ammo are cleaning and preparing the cases, priming and sizing the cases, expanding and adding the powder, seating the bullet, crimping the completed round, and then going to the range and test. An extra step that some people use is to actually use a chronograph to verify the velocity of your new loads and begin to develop a load plan. In each one of our videos in this series, we'll cover one of the topics listed and we'll hopefully give you a basic understanding of the reloading process. Then you can decide if it's right for you. So let's get started. Okay, now that we've gotten past some of the basic info, on to the hands-on portion of the video. As I mentioned earlier, the first step in the reloading process involves cleaning the cases. Today we'll be using this Hornady M1 tumbler to clean our cases. There's a separate video review of this tumbler, so if you're in the market for a new tumbler, please check that video out right after this one has ended. As you can see, this is a medium-sized tumbler. I've used this guy in the past to clean approximately 209mm cases, about 150, 300 blackout cases, although for this demonstration we'll be using far fewer. We'll only be cleaning about 85 cases. These cases have mixed head stamps, some are Magtech, some are Fiocchi. For this session, that'll be fine. If I was actually trying to do some load development or create a new recipe, then I'd probably try to make sure I segregate the cases since the slightest variation could skew the results. For today, the dry media that we'll be using is this Lyman Corn Cob Plus media. I believe the plus is for the polish that's added in order to help shine the cases during the cleaning process. Yes, there are cheaper materials that you can use for this process, but personally, I find that as with most things in life, you get what you pay for. Some people have had great results using other materials, and I'm sure if you look around the web, you will find all kinds of suggestions. So if you know something that works really well, please leave us a comment below so that the rest of us can give it a try. Now, a couple of things I should probably mention at this point. The first is that the process that I'm going to use today is only one way to accomplish cleaning brass and loading 38 Special, and it's by no means the only way. Nor am I saying that my way is any better than the method that you or someone you know may be using. I'm simply sharing my experiences with loading and cleaning 38 Special with you. The second thing that you should know is that my method is by no means the cheapest solution for cleaning brass or reloading in general. I'll be using a variety of tools and other equipment to accomplish this task, and obviously, when you're buying tools and other equipment, we all have choices to make with regards to cost versus quality versus availability. Normally, in a world of good, better, best, I normally try to land somewhere between better and best if there really is such a thing. So, the bottom line is, my method is not the cheapest one that you will find out there. At the same time, I'm not rich. I do take the time to determine which tools I think will provide the biggest bang for the buck. And I also want to let you know that we will be creating videos for all of the tools, dies, presses, and other equipment that we use here during the reloading process. And you should see those videos coming online in the near future. Some are already out there. So please, go take a look. Let's start to add some of this material so that we can get this process going. You can see here that we're not going to put in, as I said, we're only going to clean about 100 cases. We are going to fill up the bowl to about the top of the cone. I read somewhere where the cone shape of the Hornady tumbler helps to circulate the cases, which makes it better than some of their competitors who we won't name. Something else, these 38 special cases that we're cleaning today came out of a revolver. My revolver, obviously not being semi-automatic, does not eject the cases to the floor. I was in an indoor range, and so the bottom line is these cases are not very dirty. But in order to do our review and show you guys the cleaning process, we will dump these guys out in here so that we can get ourselves, at least let you see the process. We actually had some unfired rounds in there that we will not try to clean and destroy. So as you can see here, we've got about 80 rounds, 85 rounds in the drum. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, we plan to give away some of the equipment that we spotlight here on the channel, so again, stay tuned for the details. That will be coming soon. Now that we've added the media and the cases to the tumbler, there isn't really much left to do. We're going to put it on the top, we're going to turn the unit on, and we're going to let it do its thing. We'll be back in a little while live, and we'll let you see how it goes. Now, one other thing to mention, I live in an apartment, so to reduce the noise inside, I place the tumbler out on my balcony, and I let it run anywhere from 4 to sometimes overnight for really dirty cases, although I try to stay away from really poor brass because it's really not worth it. They can reduce the life of your dies. They can get stuck up in your press. It's just a lot of problems. So for the best results, I try to stay away from really dirty cases. So with that said, we're going to turn this bad boy on. I will put some B-roll so you can actually see the circulation process, and we'll come back and see how our brass looks. Be back in a few. Alright, welcome back folks. Through the magic of computers, we have finished the brass running. I let it run for about 2 hours. Like I said, this brass wasn't really very dirty. And now we are going to slip on our top. This Hornady M1 tumbler comes with a cute little top here, strainer that you can take off and use to separate your media from your cases. So as you can see, we just screwed that onto the top of the tumbler itself. We've got an actual garbage can that we use. We've got it lined with a plastic bag, and then all you simply have to do is flip the entire unit over, give it a good shake, as you can see, if you look in here, you see that there's media. You can see we've got our corn cob. We can use that again. This corn cob's done at least a couple of 100 cases, and it's still pretty good, in pretty good condition. I do have another box, but this stuff is still cleaning pretty well. So once it stops cleaning, then I guess I will I'll start to use the new package. All right, the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. Ba 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 ba. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. 38 Special brass, as I said, wasn't very dirty to begin with, but oops, let's get it. There we go. But it shows you that the process not too difficult. The next video in our series, we will take these very same cases that you see here. We will take them and size them. We will prime them. We will deprime them, actually, because these still have primers in them. So we will deprime them. We will full size them, and then we will actually prime them again, all in one video, before we get ready to add powder, seat them, crimp them, and then shoot them. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Once again, please, if you learned something, if you like something, please hit the like and subscribe button. Please leave a comment. We're new on Kids on the Block, so please let us know how we're doing. We're striving to improve, to bring you guys some new information in a slightly different format. And we will see you next time here at the High Noon Training Academy.